With Absolute Batman going absolutely crazy right now, he's notably stolen the mantle of being a hero who has a terrible life from Gus. And so this has led for a few discussions to be had, and a very obvious conversation that has popped up are these two fighting each other. So in this video, I intend on putting these two men up against each other to see who would win in an all-out fight. So strap in, because I'm about to get real in depth with this video. But before I do get into the video, if you guys do enjoy content like this, you know what to do. Hit that like button and subscribe. Also hype, because apparently that's important now. I don't know, new YouTube. As it's a win-win, you guys show me love and support and I give back to you in the form of videos. Whether it's Absolute Batman, Berserk, or just fiction in general, in due time I'm covering it, so be there when I go there. But I feel like I've rambled on long enough, so why don't I jump straight into the video to see which one of these two sufferers are stronger. Now before I talk on either one of these two characters, I'm gonna have to go over the rules. And the first rule is that they'll be fighting at their strongest, which is most likely their most recent forms. The second one is that they'll know nothing of each other. The third rule is that they'll be fighting to win as soon as possible. This can be classed as killing, so let's just say that we'll remove Bruce's no killing rule for this one fight. And the fourth rule is that this fight will take place in Gotham. And so with that being said, that's all we need to say for the rules section, so how about we jump straight into the scaling. So to begin the scaling section, we're gonna go over Absolute Batman scaling. And so to start his section, we're gonna go over his AP. Now, as we know, Batman in this timeline is super buff. So many of main timeline Bruce's feats can be replicated by this Bruce. So at the bare minimum, we're going to be putting him off at wall level, as he can be seen throwing many people through walls. But this is the bare minimum, as he outclassed these feats due to his time in Arkham M, where he has worked on for many months and comes out with Venom streaming all through his blood. And so now he is easily able to smash into a whole entire Ferris wheel and topple it over. And the funny thing is that this Ferris wheel doesn't look small either, so I'm going to say that it'll be a medium-sized Ferris wheel. And so for reference, I'm going to be using the Vienna Giant Ferris wheel, and when I put them up against each other, I have to say that yeah, even though it's a comic, they do seem similar in size. Now, I don't know, I could be tripping. So what I am going to do is I'm going to basically put it in the middle of where an average small Ferris wheel should be at in terms of just how large it is and how much it weighs, and the Vienna Giant Ferris wheel. And the medium point is 250 tons. Now this can easily make him around multi-city block level, and to be honest, considering this is Absolute Batman and his villains are insane, I wouldn't be surprised if he could do this. Now if you're not a fan of this, I can obviously downscale it and then it will go down to city block level, as it will be around 70 tons. So I'm going to put him at between city block level to multi-city block level for his AP. On next is his speed, and his speed is really weird to gauge, as yes, from the beginning he can be seen dodging bullets and obviously reacting to them and whatnot. But with the Venom increase, we kind of don't know where he's at in terms of speed. Now the only sort of speed feat we've seen with it is him being able to spot that somebody's about to shoot a rocket launcher at him and Selina, so he sees it, bumps Selina out of the way, and then is able to run into the Ferris wheel and obviously knock it over just as the rocket is being fired. Now I kind of don't know where this would scale him at, and we also do have a little cross reference with him and Bane. Obviously he's able to fight Bane in his base and whatnot, they're swapping hands, but as soon as Bane then activates his Venom, it's not even close. So we do know that the bare minimum he's going to be subsonic, but where does he jump up to? Now, do I believe the raw strength multiplier and the speed multiplier is in the exact same ballpark? For this video, I'll say no, as we don't have as many speed feats for this amped up Batman so far. So I think he could jump up to Hypersonic Plus, to High Hypersonic, and considering he's about to cross over with Wonder Woman, I wouldn't be surprised if this just gets absolutely annihilated and he jumps up to some crazy feats where he's doing light speed stuff or stuff that makes it massively hypersonic or relativistic or something, as that's most likely what's going to happen. But I think Hypersonic Plus to High Hypersonic should definitely be where he's at in terms of speed. Moving on, we have his durability, and his durability should definitely be around where his AP is, as he does live off his raw strength, and we have seen him fight Bane on many occasions. So city block to multi-city block levels in terms of durability should be extremely fair. Moving on, we have his endurance, and Bruce so far has endured a lot, as many of you already know. Just in his time at Arkham M, that should be enough to just put him in those tiers of just being somebody who you genuinely just need to kill to put down. But to put into reference, after obviously fighting and whatnot, me beating up and everything, he is then hit by a speeding car, gets up and just walks away. Now I know that may not sound extremely impressive, but considering all he had done before that to then get hit by a speeding car, you should probably get knocked out by that. But no, he is fine. He gets up and then walks away to then escape. Overall, Bruce is one of those characters who can fight for ages, and he was tested on for many months straight and was surviving the harshness of Arkham M, and that is why he was able to take the Venom. Yeah, there's no ifs, ands or buts or whys. Yeah, it's either you need to knock him out clean or kill him, because if you don't, Bruce is one of those people who can just fight for as long as needed. Then we have his battle IQ, and Bruce in this category, even though it is a regular Bruce, he can still box extremely well, and even though he's a rookie, his IQ is through the roof. My favorite showcase of his battle IQ was when he was in Arkham M, and he literally didn't eat for a very long time, just so they can put a tube into his stomach and so he can rip out his own teeth and then use them as knuckle dusters. Now you may be thinking, okay cool, the tube into his stomach, yeah, what's that going to do? It's going to spray stomach acid at the guards, and yeah, his teeth are being used as brass knuckles. I don't know why, but like, it's one of the coolest things, and this definitely showcases his battle IQ. He is extremely sharp and smart. He's also shown being able to outsmart Alfred, who was a literal mercenary. You then also have Bane, who is one of those mercenaries and just one of the top tier ones. And also you have Waylon as well, who was an MMA champion. So yeah, he is around people who are very competent. Moving on, we have his hacks, and aside from the Venom that increases your strength by a large margin, he also has his tools, and his most famous one is his battle axe, and that doubles up as a symbol, or should I say the other way around. Anyway, this gives him an axe and his cape that allows him to fly and block bullets. You have batarangs that are his little ears, smoke pellets, tendrils that he can control, and then you have a non-lethal shotgun that shoots batarangs, and also a grapple gun because it's Batman. And there's obviously many other cool gadgets that I think he may bring along depending on what he's going out to do, because if he has all of those things on him all the time, then he has a GTA level inventory. But then again, it is a comic, so you never know. But yeah, with that being said, that's all I need to say for his scaling, and if there's anything else, I'll obviously include it in the versus battle. So how about I get into Guts section. And so to begin Guts' section, we have his AP, and his AP should be pretty easy to find, as he was able to box with Wild, who was able to perform this feat so casually in his base, which means that Guts is around building level, as he does get stronger from that point, and it's kind of a big gap as he does get a new sword and just stronger overall. So much stronger to the point where he can push Zod to transform. So yeah, building level at bare minimum is where I place him at. And so for Guts' full true power, we have to talk about him inside of the Berserker armor, as with this amp, where the armor melds itself to Guts, this is where he does start to get a little bit insane. And when Guts fires Mosgus, he takes down that weird priest, and Mosgus can be scaled around to multi-city block level due to him annihilating a water beast. We also have Guts fighting Grunblade, and he did help Zod take down Ganishka. So Guts being multi-city block level is definitely where we should scale him to. Up next, we have his speed, and Guts is commonly seen blitzing soldiers from the start of the series, meaning he should be around subsonic, and so in his Berserker armor, he's able to react and dodge lightning, meaning he is easily massively hypersonic. Now the subsonic scaling in his base can obviously be higher, as you know, he did get way stronger from that point, but I think subsonic plus around there should be where he should be chilling at base. Then we have Guts' durability, and Guts was seen taking multiple lightning bolts from Ganishka, the same person who damaged Zod in their apostle form. So yeah, Guts is very tanky. Next, we then have his endurance, and after losing an arm, having to fight an entire night to survive the eclipse, and even fighting prior to that, clearly losing a lot of blood, he then runs for a day. Yes, a day. After all that, to back this up, he then has an armor that turns all of his pain receptors and stuff off until it has sucked every drop of blood out of his body clean, making him immortal until he obviously dies inside the thing, or he just takes it off. So that means without his armor, Guts can fight until he is either knocked out or just straight up killed. Guts is one of those people, especially due to his rage and just everything about him, his grit and whatnot, he can fight until the bitter end. And so when you add that armor in, yeah, you're basically fighting somebody who doesn't go down until they are dead, or you just straight up eviscerate them. But moving on from his endurance, to pair up with it, we have his amazing battle IQ. And from the jump, Gus has been portrayed to have an extremely high battle IQ, as fairly early on he does defeat Griffith, a master of swordsmanship, and he only gets better and better as time goes along. And you then get to see this through him taking on many different weird beasts and him being able to win, like Mosgus and whatnot. And throughout the series, we do see him not minding to take damage, to land serious blows as well. If you take a little bit of damage, you can then land a way more powerful blow, and that's just how you have to get down inside the Berserk universe. So yes, in this stat, Guts is amazing, as since he knew how to walk, he was swinging around a sword, a one way bigger than where he should be at. So yeah, Guts is definitely mastered swordsmanship of a great sword, and so yeah, he should definitely be feared in this stat. Finally, we have his hacks, and Guts' hacks may be a little bit longer than you expect. Now first of all, we have the Dragon Slayer, his great sword, and this sword has a few abilities like soul damage and soul regeneration negation. This won't be needed in this battle, but in another series like Jujutsu Kaisen, Guts would low-key be kind of broken. So if you want me to do a video where Guts is inside of the Jujutsu Kaisen, do not shy away from it, as I will happily cover it. Guts also has an arm cannon, as he lost his arm in the eclipse, and well, it's an arm cannon, it does exactly as it said. And so now that those two are out of the way, even though those two things are really cool, the place where he gets most of his crazy feats from is his Berserker armor. So how about we get straight into it. Now the armor basically lets Guts be immortal, ignore any sort of pain or damage that he may sustain, and gain any strength at the expense of his calculated approach to battle, as he does become super feral, and so fighting against him turns into a battle of survival and longevity, as if you can't eviscerate him or somehow get him out of the armor, then you're going to be fighting him until he dies in the armor, because the strength and constant regeneration, or what seems like regeneration, is damn near impossible to get around. Now yes, he can obviously exit the armor, but I don't know, in this sort of versus battle, I don't think that's going to be happening. So until all of the blood is fully extracted out of his body, he's gonna be able to fight you. And the seemingly cool regeneration that he gets isn't really the regeneration, it's just the armor forcing his body to get back together. Now Guts also has many other weird abilities that no one would think he has, but it's not needed for this versus battle, so I'm not going to include it here. So with that being said, that is the scaling done. If there is anything else I need to include, I'm gonna make sure to include it in the versus battle. So how about I see who would win between these two pain-infused madmen? Is it Absolute Batman or is it Guts? Landing behind Guts in the alleyway in Gotham, Bruce asks him why he's here, and Guts is speaking some different language that for some reason Bruce knows, and Bruce is like, oh, you're not from here, and Guts says no. Guts then follows up by saying he was paid to obviously kill somebody, and although he isn't too happy with this, he doesn't really mind it, as apparently they're a bad person. That bad person is Martha Wayne, because apparently she is corrupt and a group of gangsters want her gone. This instantly makes Bruce mad, and so they get to fighting. Now when they start fighting, they realize that yes, Guts is just stronger than Bruce. Bruce can land blows and can make Guts back up a little bit, but there is a clear strength gap here. Their speed is on similar levels, so what happens is Bruce is going to have to fight him in many different and really cool ways, while Guts can just stay in there and just fight Bruce however he really wants to. Now you gotta remember that Guts, even though he's swinging around a massive sword, he is super talented and knows how to just change the trajectory of his sword. This will make Bruce have to second guess most of the things he's doing, but Bruce is super smart, and even though he is super duper big himself, he knows how to maneuver as well. So the beginning of their fight is more of them seeing how each other fight, and Guts realizes that Bruce is super resourceful, while Bruce realizes that Guts is very nimble for somebody who doesn't look that nimble. And I mean, shit, you can kind of say the exact same thing for both of them, for both of their analogies on each other so far. But as they are fighting, Bruce gets a random venom outrage, and this happens when he's about to punch Guts, and he sends Guts flying into a wall. This is where Guts realizes that, oh, maybe this isn't going to be as easy as I thought it was. And even though he is fighting to kill, he's trying to just figure him out, because he doesn't know if Bruce can pull out something just weird out of his bag. And this is the weird thing that has been pulled out of Bruce's bag. He tries to fight Bruce a little bit more, but he is being tagged over and over again, and so he's thinking of using the armor, but he doesn't want to, but he kind of has to, because if Bruce lands a few more blows on him, he doesn't know if he's going to still be conscious. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna have to use his armor. And so he does, and the moment he does it, he slices Bruce's battle axe in half, and then they get to fighting. Now I'm just gonna say it here, although I want to make this seem very, very cool, Bruce kind of just gets pieced up from this point onwards. He can't really hang in there with Guts, because Guts is so much quicker than him, and yes, even though their AP is and durability are the exact same, it's because of the speed difference and because of the constant regeneration that he is getting that Bruce could not put up to this. And so even though Bruce may be able to just outsmart him at a few points, Guts is ultimately going to keep mowing him down until he slices his head off. And so yeah, the winner of this battle is Guts. So yeah, that is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, as I certainly did enjoy writing and making it. When I first saw this in a comment section, I was like, wait, hold up, because I thought this would be pretty one-sided until I realized what Batman was doing in that feat, and I was like, wait, he is stronger than people probably realize. So I got to making this, but no, Guts still wins. In a year, Bruce could probably win. I think if I made this video a few months from now, Bruce would probably have a massive argument to win. But right now, don't think he does. So yeah, if you guys want more videos like this, comment down below for different matchups you want, and yeah, get to arguing, because I know a few people may be mad with how I scale these two, but who cares. If you guys want me to make Guts versus Shibuya or something, I will happily do that, as that is actually pretty cool. But yeah, I shall see you guys in the next video. I love you all. Goodbye.